Okay, hello everyone. I just decided to record a little video for like how to move around gigantic data sets in Excel, just so you all can know. And then like some of the basic functions that we use for that. So this is the data for your practice exam. And it's a lot of data. This is like 600, 700 lines of data. So instead of scrolling back and forth for the whole thing, if you hit the control key and hold it while you hit the arrow key, it's going to let you pop from the bottom and top of the data set. It'll even let you pop left and right. So another thing that we're going to do with that is I'm going to highlight this whole thing and I'm going to turn it into a table. So I'm going to hit control and then I'm also going to hit shift and I'm going to hold both of them. And then I'm going to do the right arrow to pull me across, and then I'm going to hit the down arrow, and that's going to pull me down to the very bottom of the thing. So now I've highlighted the whole thing, and I'm going to format as table, and this table does indeed have headers. So that's going to give us the whole data set like that. And the first question on the problem set is, what is the average number of courses? So for question 1, I'm going to go equals average. And then I'm going to click at the very top of this one, and then I'm going to hit control, and I'm going to hit shift, and I'm going to hold them both. I'm going to hit the down arrow, and that's going to take me for the whole range. And instead of scrolling back up to finish it, we can see our function up here. So I'm going to close the parentheses, and I'm just going to hit enter, and it's going to bring you to the cell right beneath your function. So this is the average for the whole thing right here. Another one we do a lot is averageif. So let's say, little typo there. Let's say that we want to know the average number of courses for like all of the juniors. So I'm going to go averageif, and then I'm going to highlight this range. And then my criteria needs to go in parentheses, and I'm going to do junior. And you do have to spell it right. And then I have another comma. And then our next, this average range, this is the range that will be averaged. The first range is the range where the criteria is. You control shift enter and pop to the bottom. And I'm going to close that parenthesis off, and then I'm going to hit enter. So this number here is going to be the amount of, it's going to be the average amount of courses for all of the people that are juniors. So that's how that works. And that's also one of the reasons that I've decided to format this as table, because it's going to keep all of the things that are in a single line together. So let's do one more thing. We're going to do a countif, okay? So let's say we want to know how many sophomores we have. Countif is going to give you the amount of something for a certain criteria. So our range is going to be the column where these are in. And our criteria, again, needs to go in parentheses, and I'm going to go sophomore. And if I spelled it right, it will give us 392. So that's how many sophomores we have in this range. So these sort of things are going to be really, really important for you to use for your stuff, for the test, and then I also think on the homework they're pretty important. Some things that are a bit more annoying than this, they're averageifs, that's multiples. So that's going to give you multiple criterias. So this one can get kind of annoying. So let's say we want the average final exam score for juniors that are taking 4 classes. So we're going to have our average range. So I'm going to go down, final exam score, our criteria range, and our criteria, our first one is going to be juniors. So I'm going to hit this whole range, and then the criteria being junior. And then our second criteria range, we said those that were taking 4 classes. So I'm going to hit this one and control shift down. And our second criteria is going to be 4. And then that's it. So that's going to be all of our criteria. And you can go and put in as many criteria as you want pretty much. But I'm going to end it there. So we now know that the final exam scores for all juniors that are taking 4 courses is 25.51. So you can keep layering this on and on and on and on. And you can even, in this case, like let's say instead of it being 4, we want it to be greater than 4. So I'm going to leave that in the parentheses, and I'm just going to put a greater than key in there. And now it's going to give us the score for any juniors that are taking more than 4 classes, or in this case, less than. Doesn't like that one. Say less than equal to. Yeah, so this is going to give us the range for all juniors that are taking less than or equal to 4 classes. So, as you all can see, it can get pretty complicated and convoluted, but as long as you're using the right ones and understanding what's going on, you should be good. And then these are just the general best practices for navigating in these really, really large Excel sheets, especially if you don't have like a gigantic vertical monitor. And I mean, like, who does? Yeah. So if you have any questions, go ahead and shoot me an email or text me. And yeah, great work all year, and I wish you all the best on finals. And come see me on Friday if you have any questions. All right, thank you. Bye bye.